everyone. My name is Lonnie. I am Lady Braven of the Pride, and I am passionate about inspiring, encouraging, and empowering people to be brave and believe in themselves and believe in the good things coming at this particular time in the history of humanity. And today I have Marcella Desjarlais. Are you going by Desjarlais or Williams?
Desjarlais.
Okay, yes, Marcella Desjarlais. She is one of the authors in my second book, Speaking Truth to Power, and she is a powerhouse in the freedom movement. So today we are going to be talking about the courage that it takes to stand up in front of hundreds of people, sometimes thousands of people, and speak from your heart. We're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about all of the I like to call it the Freedom Fighter Crusade, all of the rallies that she's been organizing and everything that she's been up to. But before we get started, I would like to introduce Marcella by reading out her bio in the book, Speaking Truth to Power. As a First Nations mother to 3 amazing daughters and a grandmother to 4 beautiful grandchildren, Marcella is determined to set fire to the past and burn a new path towards a glorious future, not only for her family, but for all Canadians. Marcella grew up predominantly in the Lower Mainland, graduating from college with a BBA with a marketing major. She has worked for the provincial government and for various organizations that assist First Nations and Métis citizens. She has also been in the real estate industry for 13 years and counting. Since April of 2020, Marcella has been a freedom fighter, speaking at protests and freedom rallies. As a candidate and a proud member of the PPC, Marcella is looking forward to having the opportunity to confidently represent her constituents in Parliament. We're going to talk a lot more about this in a bit. With listening and hard work, she believes she has the ability to ensure Canada has thriving communities, supported small businesses, and a booming economy. Marcella is willing to do whatever it takes. She is here to serve the people who value their rights and their freedoms, for which young men and women fought and died. She stands for the values upon which our beloved country was founded. And I'm very happy to have Marcella. She's also a dear friend of mine. I'm very happy to have her today to talk about being brave, her chapter in this book. Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. What an introduction.
Well, it's a very suiting introduction. This is how we introduced you in the book. And I know that we talked about, in the book, you talked about being a candidate for the PPC. And I just want people to keep in mind that this book came out last year. So that was a very relevant situation, which is now past, but we're going to be talking a lot more about all of the activism and what you've been doing in the community, bravely standing up and speaking out. So, okay, so I know from personal experience that it takes a lot of courage to do what you've done, to stand up and speak out, because what we're actually risking. Courage is always a choice, or a choice that we make in the face of fear. So there's always an element of fear, an element of danger. So for me, speaking out, I was putting my reputation on the line, the fear of judgment, criticism, losing family. Oh my goodness, I've lost so many friends, losing my career, losing all of these things in my life. I've put them all on the line, and I know that you have too. So just to get started, how did you find the courage? How did you find the passion to stand up and speak your truth and stand up for the things that you value in this life? How did you find that courage?
Well, it was 2 years ago yesterday that I attended my first protest ever. And that was at Guildford Mall here in Surrey. And I'd never protested anything before in my life. And I really, at the beginning of this pandemic, I'm going to call it that, um, one of the things I really noticed was the mental health aspect. And I used to work in Ministry of Children and Family Development, so child abuse and um, and just violence in the home. And with the lockdown measures, seeing these things happen, I started digging into the statistics, and it crushed me to know that crisis line calls were up. Uh, abuse was happening. You're locked away with your abusers. That's a scary thing. And so these were the signs that I would take out to the protest, and it was all about the mental health and the statistics, the data. Because Bonnie was not telling us these things every day on the news, and I'm like, this has to get out in the community.
Right.
And so it was starting there, and oh gosh, I did this on the weekends, and so I actually worked for an organization that was promoting Bonnie Henry's mandates, and it just really grated my nerves and my conscience. And then the fact of going back into work on Monday. Hey, Marcella, how was your weekend? Oh, it was great. What did you do? I went out with my friends and went for a hike. Didn't tell them I was standing on a street corner with a protest sign. It was I was pretty daring of me, to stand with all these disease spreaders and possibly bringing the virus back to my office.
Mhm.
Our office was already sick before all these measures came into play. I mean, like, people were off for like a week to 2 weeks. We had it rampant in my work. So, I'm sure they were pretty fearful that everybody was going to be sick. But that's how I got my start. Guildford Mall, standing on the corner 2 years ago.
Right. And you were doing it for to bring more attention to the mental health aspect of how the pandemic was affecting people that you knew and people around you, and what you were aware of. Yeah. So you were standing up for your family and
Mhm.
your friends and the ones that you love, because everybody was being affected by this at the
Oh,
beginning of
yeah.
the every pandemic. Everybody was being negatively affected in some way. Um, yeah, but thank you very much for doing exactly what you've done. And you've been, well, I've known you for a little bit over a year, and I've probably been to about a dozen rallies with you all over British Columbia. Um, and I know that you've been to a rally, you've either been to a rally or organized a rally almost every week,
Yeah,
almost every
pretty much.
week, right?
My gosh,
Oh.
yeah. It's been crazy. Um, when I first started going to the rally, I used to do the posters for Celebration of Freedoms and Rights, which is Ryan Kolbaba. And I used to manage the group on Facebook. So I would put up all the events across the country because it was a nationwide thing that we were doing. And I found Vlad from Hugs Over Masks, and I joined up with that. We brought Hugs here to BC and grew that movement. And that's when I used to be down at the art gallery every Sunday. And if there was a
Mhm.
rally on Saturday down there, I was there too. And I did that 10 months solid. And with Hugs Over Masks, because we grew the movement across BC, every week I'd mentor leaders from around the province and just get everybody on the same page. How do we do this? How can we help and support one another? And so I started organizing convoys and rallies to the Okanagan, to the Kootenays, and to Kitimat last year, up and down Vancouver Island. I mean, like, it's been crazy, but I have to say, it's been very rewarding to actually meet your Facebook friends and family in person. It just makes it that much more personal. And you have the opportunity to connect with people on a more intimate level because Facebook is there. But when you actually meet these people and you get that hug, it just solidifies the friendships that you've created. And so
Mhm.
with traveling around the province, my gosh, that's a lot of work. And helping all of these communities organize rallies, bring speakers to the table, connecting with their own members in their own communities. It's been very rewarding, I have to say, and I've made a lot of really good connections, and have been able to bring them forward into the different rallies. And Marcella, we need a connection. Do you know somebody here? And my phone goes crazy. And before a big rally, it's just like, somebody help me.
Yeah.
So, having the downtime actually helps me as well. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I weren't going to a rally or organizing a rally or helping somebody get one done. In fact, this morning, one of my friends, Brian, just posted a memory of us going to Victoria. I was asked by somebody in Victoria to help organize a rally for families. And I said, sure, let's do this. Why not? And it wasn't associated with any group, it was just families coming together. And I remember Dr. Stephen Malthouse came and he did this wonderful circle with all the kids because there were so many kids there, and we were on the lawns of the legislature. And what a beautiful day. The sun came out, and the signs that the families had made were just really beautiful. And so that was a memory that popped up today on his wall, and he shared that.
That
And
1 year ago?
1 year ago
Yeah,
today.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So it was
And
beautiful.
yeah, but yeah, so you came up to my rally here in Squamish, and I've been to a couple rallies with you. Thank you for inviting me across the province. And
Yeah.
but organizing these rallies, you have to pull in a lot of resources. You have to have really good social skills and a lot of energy, and you're also a very powerful speaker because you can reach people in a way that actually touches their heart, and you can do it in a humorous way that people really resonate with. So
Yeah.
I love watching you speak. But where do you find all the energy? And it's almost been almost every week that you've been doing this. When are you going to take a break?
I'm on a break now. Yeah, energy. My gosh, where do I get the energy? Coffee? Coffee? If coffee don't happen, Marcy doesn't happen. Um, I think it's the drive that we have a message to spread and we have people to reach.
Right,
And I can't sit still. I can't be quiet. I cannot not share.
right,
There is so much happening. There are so many people that do reach out and look for support. And, one of the things I try to get people to do is come out, come and meet this supportive community.
mhm,
Because we're losing our family, we're losing our friends. Some of us have lost our jobs. I quit. I could not, in good conscience, promote Bonnie's one-sided agenda. It just grated my conscience so
yeah,
bad. And to know that I'm pushing these people to do the very things that are harming us, and not in a health way, as they want to say. Like, I'm a granny, and they were saying, if you're out there, you're going to kill grandma. Well,
mhm,
here I am 2 years later,
yeah,
granny is not dead, you
yeah.
know. And so yeah, it's getting the message out there, and you can't sleep when there is something important. You have to be out there, and you have to get the people together. You have to share the message. It's strengthening one another and strengthening our community. We need one
Right.
another. We're in a battle.
I agree 100%. And we've talked about this before. I really feel like a lot of the freedom fighters and the people who are most outspoken and most passionate about what they're doing, I feel like we've really stepped into our calling. Like everything that you've gone through in your life has prepared you and given you the strength and the lessons to show up in the world the way that you do right now. And you do it with so much passion and purpose. It's like this is your reason for being here, to help support and encourage other people and speak truth to power and bring truth out to the community and bring the community together. You're really, really good at that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I feel like we're all stepping into our calling, right?
I believe so. I really do.
Mhm.
You said it. Everything that happens in our life happens for a purpose, whether it's good, whether it's bad. There are lessons to be learned. Sometimes we repeat the bad things because we needed to learn the lesson. all of those things combine to make us the person we are today. That's strengthening us. That's giving us wisdom. That's resiliency. That's the ability to bounce back after something traumatic has happened. And I've had lots of trauma in my life. But the other thing is with that, you can't stay down because of that. You have to get up. There are people watching. There are people that are, you may be their one source of hope. You may be that encouraging word that people need. And I've had it said to me so many times, thank you for saying what you did today. And I get up there and I say stuff and I'm like, oh, that just sounded bad. Like that just didn't even make sense. But every word that we have and we speak out, there is somebody listening that needed it the way you said it. And that's important. And that's why we can't sit down and shut up. You have to stand up. You have to speak out. This is our power. This is empowering other people. Share it. Don't hold it in. Somebody needs it.
I love that. Yes, I just got goosebumps. Yeah, you're a very powerful speaker, and I agree with absolutely every word. Yeah. Yeah, because the words that we speak have so much power, and there is somebody out there that's going to resonate with it. And you're going to be the one to inspire, encourage, and empower that person because of the words that you're speaking. And this is what speaking truth to power is all about. This book, by the way, is blue because it is activating our throat chakra. Our throat chakra is our expression and how we articulate and how we present our ideas and our thoughts and share our energy with the world. That comes from our throat chakra. So every story in this book is about a freedom fighter or a truth speaker that is countering the mainstream media narrative, and they're holding those people in positions of power accountable for their crimes. They're speaking out against them. So yeah, thank you very much for being in this book.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
What a privilege. You know, there are so many amazing people that are in that book. And, you know, who am I? I'm little grandma me.
But it's the little grandma me's that everybody resonates with.
Yes.
You're authentic. You're real. You're not a celebrity. You're not an influencer. And that I didn't want celebrities and influencers in my book. I wanted people that people can resonate with, relate to, right? And that's exactly what I brought together. There are rappers and doctors and comedians and nurses and podcasts, radio show hosts, the founder of Brothers. You know, everybody here is speaking truth to power, and they come from all different walks of life. So that was really, really important for this book. Yeah, so there is a lot of censorship out there. Right now. It's so hard. And that's another aspect of speaking truth to power, because there's so much censorship and banning. Like, you are currently banned on Facebook. I've been banned on Facebook a few times. I've been a bad girl myself. What are some of the new platforms and the new ways of connecting with Freedom Tribe that you can recommend for others that want to connect with you and want to connect with more like-minded soul tribe?
All right. Well, I'm over on Telegram. I have a channel. It's called the Bella.Marcella. Haven't really, it's going. I post over there when I've got my bans on Facebook. Because, you know, a lot of my stuff doesn't get seen. I've been 90 Days in the Doghouse, which came out yesterday. So I should be up in the news feeds, but on Saturday at our rally, I posted something July 2021, and they gave me a 24-hour ban. So I screenshot it. I posted it saying, test, can anybody see me? And the next
I got
thing
back to you for that.
Yeah. And so because I posted this screenshot, they gave me another 6 days on top of that because I showed what they banned me for in the first place. So I get to come back fully on Saturday, you know, and hopefully people will see me again and I won't be at the bottom of your news because I have something to say.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. This is like they're reprimanding you like you're a 5-year-old.
Right.
And when you complain about them reprimanding you, they give you another 5 days?
Yes, another 6 days. They added, so it gave me another week. And so I thought, well, screw you. I'm going to go over to my other profile, which is Williams. And I actually managed to get a live out yesterday, which shocked me. But they won't let me use the likes and the emoticons. I can't post comments. I can't do anything. Can't even get a friend request accepted. And that profile, I didn't even post anything bad, but they're just targeting us, right?
Mhm.
And so, yeah. So I've got the Bella.Marcella over on Telegram. I'm on Gettr at Bella.Marcella, which is
Gettr.
like Twitter. It's uncensored platform. Lots of freedom fighting people over there. If you want to get your message out, I usually post all of the rallies.
Yeah.
Um, I don't do a lot of posting on there other than rallies because I want to get the message out to all the other people that, there's a rally coming up, you can attend here. And I do it nationwide. Excuse me. I'm on Instagram at Bella.Marcella. Surprise. I'm over on Signal at Bella.Marcella. And Friend of You. It's the new social media platform. It's very, very, very similar to Facebook. You can do all the same things. It's free. And it's friendofyou.com, and you sign up, and just put our Stand United group on there as one of the groups, so you can connect with us there. I'm on there as Bella.Marcella. Surprise. But just keeping it consistent everywhere. You can find me. I'm there.
Yeah.
And did I say Instagram? Because I'm over there too.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just all these platforms. And Instagram, I really reserved it just for my hiking photos and family and travel and stuff. But lately I've been getting a little bit bold and courageous because I have a lot of church family on there
Mhm.
that kind of have not seen me in a little while and wondering, what is she doing? And
Mhm.
now they're kind of getting the message that I've been standing up for their freedoms, and
Yeah.
that's to attend church and to be able to preach and to
Mhm.
be able to go, because they all shut down for Zoom. And
Mhm.
I was so discouraged. I stopped going to church because of that. And I found other churches that were operating underground, never shut, never complied with the mandates. And those are the churches that I've attended, even the ones outside, because they're standing up for their right to have a church service in Canada.
Yeah.
And I am just so proud of them for doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
so now my church family knows I'm in the freedom fighting business, and they've started to see all my rallies and pictures and posters going up there. So little by little, you got to work them in. So
Yeah, and it's really kind of scary, I guess, when you first start speaking out and you do attract a lot of criticism or judgment,
yeah,
or, people persecuting you. But I mean, at this stage in the game, a year after, because you've been so strong and so vocal, and you're very tenacious. That's
yes,
what I
I
want to
am.
say. Yes, you are. But you should also be very proud of
Oh,
your
thank you.
stance and everything that you've done. At the beginning of the journey, it's very kind of scary.
Oh yeah.
But once you get pushing forward with passion and purpose, and you realize that this is what you're doing, this is what you're here to do now.
Mhm.
Yeah, you should be very proud with everything that you've done and
Oh,
everything that you share. And
that's
all of those links
yes.
I'm going to put in the description
Okay,
below.
awesome.
So there is going to be a number of ways for people to get a hold of you and the Freedom Family.
Yeah. Yay.
What do you have coming up now?
So I'll just talk a little bit about what we have been doing. So I'm with Stand United, and it's my boyfriend James and me. And he started this group last year because we were rambunctious, and Trudeau was in South Surrey making an announcement for affordable housing in a neighborhood called Ocean Park, which is completely out of your price range and my price range. These are like multiple $1 million homes. That's not affordable housing. So we went down there, and there's about 12 freedom fighters, and just slowly the community came out and started to join us. We heckled him very heavily. And out of that, James is like, should I start a Facebook group? Oh, yeah, do it. So we did. And so Stand United became a thing, and we started our first rally back in October of 2021. We had it in Abbotsford because it's a very untargeted place. Rallies weren't happening consistently there, and now they are. They have one every Wednesday at City Hall. but everybody was coming to Vancouver, but we're missing all of the Fraser Valley, and there's so many people that don't want to make the distance. So we thought,
Mhm.
let's make it closer. And so we started doing rallies there, and then we started to target the media, because accountability, unbiased media, they've got standards that they're supposed to be reporting by, and they're not. And so we've taken the notices of liability from Action for Canada, and we've done rallies in front of CBC, Global News, City TV, and CTV. And we bring up the news articles that we feel are very biased, that have
Mhm.
no research attached to them other than what Bonnie Henry and Adrian Dix and Horgan have to say. But when you dig into the research, which they should be doing because that's integrity, and producing both sides of a narrative so people can think critically for themselves and make decisions, they're not doing that. They're just 100%, and I call it just propaganda,
Yeah.
because you're just promoting a one-sided agenda and
Mind
narrative.
control.
Absolutely. And so we've taken to having our rallies right outside their studios, and we blocked streets off, and we've had a lot of people come out. We've had amazing speakers. We've had doctors coming out. We've had organizations coming out. Vaccine Choice Canada came out. And, it's just, it's getting in front of their faces and holding them accountable. So we send them a notice of liability for what they're doing. I've included all of the standards that they're supposed to abide by, because hey, do your job, you're not. And we actually had Anita Krishna come to a few of our rallies, and Anita used to be the newsroom director for Global News, and she got
Mhm.
fired, and now she's out in the community. She's doing her own interviewing and podcast, and it was just amazing to have her. And we've had a couple of ex-CBC staffers come and speak at our rallies as well,
Oh,
so you get a
wow.
behind the scenes um, understanding of what they're really doing in there. And it's just astounding. But brave and courageous people are coming out because they want to tell their side of what's really going on there. And Anita couldn't stand it anymore. She had to break her silence, and she did. And she came out in a big way. And so we're happy to have that. So
That's amazing.
those have been our rallies consistently. We've recently done a few huge ones. We did stage 2 for the Worldwide Rally on March 19th. We had thousands of people out for that. We had all of our local leaders come out and speak. I think we had 31 speakers, because there are so many freedom fighting groups in the Lower Mainland that all have a different initiative, and they've all got people that come out consistently. And so it was an opportunity to highlight these groups and what they're doing, and to hear from these people and how to connect with them. So it was great to have that. We just finished doing TED Talks, and we targeted Bill Gates because depopulation and all of the horrible things he's done around the world. Who is this guy? And why does he think he has a say in our life? Get out, And so we
Out.
we had an amazing setup, and we had a march down to the other door, and people coming back, and then we just did a Chris Sky rally on Saturday in Coquitlam, another area that has not had a major rally. And it wasn't very well attended. We did it on Easter weekend, so you got people away out of town, spending time with their family, of course, no vaccine mandate, so everybody's enjoying life.
Yeah.
And, but we still have that message. It still has to get out there. And the wonderful thing about that is enemy territory is people that are not awake walking by actually stop on the outer edges to listen to the message. And that's what we need. People who haven't been with us this whole time listening to what we had to say. And it was cool.
Right.
And so that's an opportunity to reach out into the community to people who are not aware of the things happening.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of been our last rally. We are on a break right now, a well needed, much deserved break.
Yes.
And our next big rally we're coming back with is Riders for Freedom. I want to say bikers, but it's Riders for Freedom. So it's a motorcycle ride, and it's a nationwide event. One of my friends, Kellyanne from Ontario, reached out and asked us to take care of the Lower Mainland, and we said yes. So we have our poster will be coming out soon. The route will be there, and it'll be the Lower Mainland, and we're probably going into White Rock along the main drag, because bikers go down there and they rev their engines, and hot rod cars are down there. So it's kind of going to be a fun thing. And then we will be coming back with another media is the virus rally 2 weeks after that, probably the first weekend of June. And that's where we're going. And
When is the Riders Rally?
May 14th.
Okay, May 14th. And where is that? Are you guys riding all the way? Where? Where are you riding to?
So we are setting up our route, and it'll be starting in the Lower Mainland. We're not sure Chilliwack, Abbotsford, or Langley, which is where they usually meet up. I'd like to start a little bit farther out because this is going to be fun, and then we're taking it into White Rock, down to Crescent Beach, and then we'll circle back. And I don't know whether we'll have a barbecue or a potluck at the end. Who knows? Maybe we'll just all have coffee together and rev the engines. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to a Harley ride.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna make me wish I had a Harley, but yeah, I'd like to go to that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, kick spring off, and just hopefully the weather is nice for us. Vehicles are allowed to join. We just ask that they follow behind, and safety is going to be key here because we're going to have a lot of bikes on the road, and we want everybody to maintain their safe distance, not
Right.
not 6 feet apart, but keeping everybody safe on the road as we make this trip. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. If anybody has a Harley out there and they want somebody on the back of their bike, I'd like to put my
Take
hand
that
up.
girl, bring
Yeah.
her along.
Yeah, bring me along. I'd like to join in on the fun, and I don't have a bike, so I can be the bike bitch.
I love it. Well, I think I'm an old lady. How to hang around. I'm learning the
Um,
lingo.
yeah, so that's coming up. That's exciting. That's very
Yeah, it's something
exciting.
different, right? Than just being at a rally. I mean, I love rallies. I
Yeah.
love getting together with people, but this is something a little bit different. And
Mhm.
it's like doing a convoy. Convoys are so much fun and honking the horns, and it's just exciting, and to see everybody's
I
faces.
would have loved to have gone all the way to Ottawa in that
Oh, me too.
convoy, but I don't think on a bike.
No, no, no. That would hurt.
Yeah.
Unless you're seasoned. Oh my gosh, I had to tell you. So I haven't been on a Harley in years. And James brought me up to the Squamish rally. And from my house to Squamish, I think it's like 75 kilometers.
Mhm. Yeah,
Literally,
dum bum.
yeah, I had a numb bum, but also from holding on, like wrapping my arms around him, these muscles right here, when I got off the bike, I couldn't even move my arms. I was like,
Mhm.
trying to stretch them out. I'm like pulling them like this. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. And I still had to make the ride home. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I got this.
Yeah. Well, you still did a really good job. That was a beautiful day, and you had a
Oh yeah,
beautiful speech, and you had the strength to hold the microphone up. So I
I
guess
did
that's all that
somehow.
matters.
I danced my way on that stage.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's almost a year ago as well. That was
yeah,
a really nice
yeah,
rally.
yeah. That was a,
Yeah.
that was it was a beautiful location, and yeah, it was a great rally. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. And people have asked me if there's going to be another rally here in Squamish, and maybe there will be, but I'm not going to be the one to organize it this time. I think that has maybe you will. Okay, well, I'll
You know
be
what?
there if you
Here's what we're going
organize
to do.
it.
One of our friends just bought an amazing sound system, and we use it at the TED Talks. And a lot of us really want to have a music festival and invite different musicians and bands and stuff to come together, freedom fighters,
Yeah.
just to have a day of doing that and just enjoy the music. So, hey, Squamish used to have a Squamish music festival, did they not? Where did they go?
This year we have the Constellation Festival, and I've already got my tickets. I think that's July 21st or July 17th or something like that. But that is going to be a huge, huge music festival. Sarah McLaughlin is headlining. Yeah. So
Wow.
I've been to a couple of the music festivals here in
Yeah.
Squamish, and they go big. They go
Where
really,
did
really
where did
big.
they host them? Where in Squamish do they have them?
It's at like Brennan Park, Loggers Lane area.
Okay.
So huge, big baseball fields, and they turned it all into a fairground.
Love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have plans for that this summer as well. We want to do I guess we're just looking for a location and getting all the bands together and getting it organized. But
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to all of the events, the freedom events coming up this summer. Yeah, especially since, did you hear? Okay, so the mask mandates are going away, even on planes. So this
Yeah.
is good. Vax Pass went away. Yeah, it's almost like we're going to have a free summer. Who knows what's going to happen in the fall? And I'm
Oh,
very hopeful, and I'm always very optimistic. And I know that we're fighting for a reason, and whatever happens is going to happen for a reason. But I
right.
feel like we're going to have a free summer.
I hope so. And
Yeah.
if we don't have it free, I'm still going to be free.
Yes. Of course.
I'm going
Yeah.
to live it free and live it up. Because that's what we have to do. We got to show people this is how you do it. Just
This
do
is
it.
how you do it, right? And when you stand under your own authority and you stand in your own divine sovereignty, and you don't let people tell you what to do, you don't let people tell you what to put in your body, you don't let people tell you who you're allowed to stand next to or what you have to put over your mouth. And this is what it's all about, right? Speaking
Yeah,
to the power
absolutely.
and sharing
It's
this information is
power.
about encouraging people to stand up for themselves.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
at our TED Talks rally, there's a young rapper, and I commissioned him to write a song for Bill Gates. And I said, I'm going to send you the words. And I sent him all of these. Just this one day, I'm driving, and just all these words came into my head, and I sent them to him. And it's called My Body, My Choice. And
Mhm.
he turned my words into a rap song. So I'm a rapping granny. I don't
Are
sing it
you going to
because
perform it?
no, I can't. He has to perform it, but
Oh my
those are
goodness.
my words in that song, and he just did an amazing job. Like I'll send it to you. You can hear it. It's just I listened to it. I'm like, oh, those are my words. I was so excited. My
Oh,
mom.
I think that you should perform it though.
Oh, I can't. I'm not. I ain't no rapper. I can do the chorus. My body, my choice.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. There's truth and power. There's taking the authority over your own body. Don't tell me
Right.
what I have to put into here.
Mhm.
This is me. I'm not putting your junk in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking truth to power is also about finding a way for us to communicate in a way with compassion, in a way that people can actually hear us. Because a lot of times we feel like we're talking to a wall, right? People can't even hear a word that we're saying because they're coming from a different perspective, they're coming from a different narrative, they're coming from a different dimension. They're
Yeah.
just like, it's so hard to get through to people that have been brainwashed and convinced of the fear narrative. It's so hard to break
Absolutely.
through that fear. But once you do, you start getting them curious. You start asking, they start asking questions. And once you start asking questions, then the answers start coming to you. So this
Oh,
is what
yeah.
we're encouraging.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've talked to people on the street. I actually talked to a nurse on the street, and this was at I think it was our CTV rally. And she said, I'm an OR nurse and masking this and masking that. And I said, oh, but have you seen the studies? Have you read them? And she's like, no. And I always have my phone, always has links to studies that are not provided by our government and Bonnie Henry.
Mhm.
And they are legitimate studies. And I just pull them out. And I'm like, you should check this out. And she goes, and the vaccine. And I said, yeah, have you read the Pfizer documents? And she just looked at me and and she said something about Bonnie Henry, and I said something about, and she said, don't even go there with me. And she looks at me and she goes, you're good. Because, here's the thing. She's talking and I'm asking questions back. I'm giving her that opportunity to respond. And then I share. And
Right.
it's just getting that little, but did you know? Are you aware? Have you heard? Did
See,
you
that's
read?
what it is. That's what it
Absolutely.
is. Speaking truth to power is about communicating in a way that people can start to hear you and ask questions.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Ask
so
the
good at
question.
it.
And people also like to respond, and they like to be heard, because you can have somebody who is just totally closed minded. Ask them a question, you draw them out, and then you get to see where they're at, and then you can just drop a little line here, see how
Mhm.
they go, drop another line.
Yeah.
It's being patient. And a lot of us, and I've seen a lot of people out there, they just want to cram the message home, but you can't. Because if you want to reach these people, it's listening compassionately and understanding they have been brainwashed
Yeah.
by the TV,
Mhm.
by the media, by the PHO, to go along with this, and they're in fear, and fear is such a heavy controller. You have to
Mhm.
draw them out little by little, and it's
Right.
with compassion and understanding.
Yeah. You have a gift for this,
Oh,
definitely. Yeah.
I try.
Thank you for sharing that too, because a lot of people don't know how to communicate with compassion in a way that people can hear you. Like myself, I often feel like I'm yelling it into the wind,
Yes.
and I'm doing it with passion though. I'm doing it with passion and purpose. I don't know if any of it's landing anywhere sometimes, but those are all good reminders. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It'll help me.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to tell the viewers at this time?
Yes. Come out. You know, I just want to encourage everybody again, one more time. You have a message inside you, whether it's because you've lost your job, you've got a division in your family, you've lost your friends. We all have a message. We all play a part, whether we think we do or we don't. We are connected in this whole situation. And every one of us can connect with one another. We can stand in a gap and bridge the people together, because your words are powerful, and words are powerful. They can speak life or they can speak death. We want to speak words of life because we want to support one another. We want to encourage one another. If you're ever feeling that you've got this message inside, you need to get an outlet for it, whether it's at a local rally, at a big rally. Come and talk to me. Send me an email. Oh, I forgot to say, we have a website, standunitedbc.ca. We also have an email, and you can always email us if you feel that there's a message on your heart that you need to share. We want to hear you. We want to talk to you, because we're always looking for new people to share. There's always different people coming out to the rallies, and you are important. We all have a message, whether it's personal or whether it's something you've experienced in the workforce. Don't be afraid to speak out. And when you come and you think your knees are knocking and you feel nervous, listen. We are all there to support. You're sharing with us, and we want to share that support with you. So never feel afraid to come and stand up and speak out.
Right.
Do it. Just do it.
Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. I did want to read a small portion of your chapter here, and there was some advice. You probably just already gave it, but this is one of the last chapters, or the last paragraphs of your chapter. I just want to read it out just to close off. It is a little bit of advice, and you may have already said some of it, but you can stay silent and let things happen around you, or you can stand up and act to create beneficial change. That one choice, although seemingly small, produces ripples that can perpetuate change. Action and inaction both have consequences, positive and negative, short-term and long-term. The choice belongs to you alone. It is your legacy. You are always only one choice away from changing your life. And I just want to say that your chapter is number 10 in Speaking Truth to Power. And the chapter is called How They Remember You. You guys have to go out and get this chapter, or go get the whole book.
Get the book. Get the book.
Get the book. You can't get the chapter. You have to get the whole book. And also there are ebooks coming out very soon of all 3 books. And I am also doing audiobooks. They will be out, I don't know, in the next couple months, however long it takes me to narrate.
You got this.
Thank you very much, Marcella, for having this brave conversation with me. And you are an inspiration, and you are encouraging an entire nation. And you are also empowering people just by being your authentic self. And I just want to say thank you again. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Connie, so much. And thank you for inviting me on today.
Yeah.
I do hope that somebody is encouraged.
Yes, I have absolutely no doubt. And for everyone else, please like this video. Please share it with a friend that needs a little bit of encouragement, somebody that needs a little bit of inspiration to stand up and speak out for their family and their friends and their values and the things that they love in this life. Share it with anybody that wants to learn how to speak truth to power with compassion in a way that people can actually hear you.
Yeah.
And you can get all 3 of the books either on my website at ladybravenofthepride.com or on Amazon. All of the books are available. And I also want to encourage you to subscribe to Lady Braven of the Pride here on YouTube, because we have courageous conversations almost every day. And as we all know, courage is contagious. Thank you very much. We'll see you again.
Thanks so much.